Bonjour Ndidi.
Bonjour.
2, 3, 4.
Est-ce qu'on pourrait dire que ta musique, si on voulait la décrire, ça serait une interprétation multicolore du blues?
Yeah, I like to combine many things, as is obvious from this record, but I am very known as a blues artist, and that is my soul is blues. But I live in today's day and age, so I'm trying very hard to create a new sound, a new idea of what blues would be, which is why in this record and what I do, you hear many different things, but the bottom line is it's very bluesy, but a different type.
And all at once I knew at once, I knew he needed me.
Le 21 avril, tu as sorti un album, c'est ton premier.
Yeah, I think on this record, one of the exciting things about the record that was released here on the 21st is that it's actually a combination of my first record and second record from North America, from Canada.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's very new here, but it's an actual combination. And it's interesting because my first record released in Canada was very acoustic blues, and the second one was more jazzy, more horns, more of a eclectic mix.
Until the day I die, I wonder why I knew he needed me.
Comment tu as fait pour choisir les titres de tes deux premiers albums, donc à l'extérieur, pour celui-là qui est sorti en France?
You know, I took most of them from the second release because I felt that was much more me. A lot of these songs have stories. This record is a relationship record in the very truest sense. Most of the songs are about a heartbreak or a loss of love or a loss of family, which was something I was very interested in at the time of writing. I was very interested in all of these stories I was hearing and seeing of couples splitting, families splitting. I was very sort of fascinated. And so I wanted to put together songs that would sort of demonstrate the arc and the loss of love.
It could be fantasy, oh. Or maybe it's because.
Et j'ai vu dans les dates de tes concerts que tu vas revenir en novembre et en décembre à l'Européen.
It's I'm very excited about all of these concerts. There's many shows happening here, which is very, very special and a great opportunity because there are many people in Paris.
He needs me, 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 he needs me.
I like many different artists, but I don't really listen to them for inspiration or comparison. I'm most inspired by you. No, I'm not kidding. I will probably write a song about our interview and how it's quite funny. And the drums were so loud and we were trying to talk because I think that human connection is the most inspiring. But to listen to, you know, I'm a very, very big fan of, you know, Nina Simone, and I was quite a fan of people like Tina Turner and more, you know, Blind Willie McTell, like various old blues artists, as well as, you know, some rock people like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. You know, just I've always been a great admirer of not only singers and songwriters that are doing things that are very provocative and full of energy, but also film directors and painters and artists in general that are very active in creating and in trying to make a movement. I've always been a big fan of.
Pour ces concerts en France, est-ce que tu as préparé quelque chose de nouveau par rapport à l'album ou est-ce que ça va être les chansons de l'album?
You're right. I will be doing a combination. Okay. I have some new songs that I'm writing for my next record, which I'm debuting just for people here in France and in the rest of Europe. So not even people in Canada will get to hear these right away. So I'm playing some new songs, as well as some older songs that nobody would know. But I stick mostly to this record because I'm very proud of it, and I like to sing these songs. And I feel you need to always play what you have fun playing. Otherwise...
Alors c'est vrai qu'on n'en a pas encore parlé, mais tu viens du Canada et donc tu as dû tourner pendant très longtemps, faire des concerts en Amérique.
I haven't really played in the United States very much, no, just every so often. It's interesting, Canada and the United States are very different.
Yes, of course.
Very, very different, and it's actually very, very hard for Canadians, musicians, artists in general, to get into the United States. They're very, very strict with us, which is funny because if I came from France to play there, no problem. But if I come from my home to go into the States, it's a very big problem with their customs, and they want to take your money. It's a very, very difficult. Et
les chansons que tu as composées tout au long de ta carrière, est-ce qu'elles sont plutôt venues de la scène ou est-ce qu'elles sont plutôt venues du studio?
I like to compose at my home as well as in the studio, both. But I generally start at home. I have in my home in Canada, I have a piano and quite a few different guitars and keyboards. And so I just write at home with my computer and I just record what I'm writing.
Ouais.
I do like to go to a studio when I can, but I usually like to go to a studio when I bring in other musicians and we start playing it live, and then we start playing it on stage. And I always feel like when you go into the studio, you should start really recording and really trying to capture the song. So it's easier for me to write at home or a flat, wherever I am.
Avant de faire ton premier album, tu as sûrement eu pas mal d'expériences musicales. Est-ce que tu as chanté dans des groupes, par exemple?
I have sang in a group at one point in time. I was part of an electronic hip-hop group, and then a rock band, and then before that a crazy electronic group where it was just myself and somebody else. It was called Stop, Die, Resuscitate.
Okay.
It was a very, very cool group.
And the rock band?
Bank Machine.
It's like a diamond dance, I'll take a chance, I will, because he needs me.
Ta musique, elle est très sensuelle.
I would say so, yeah.
As-tu pensé à faire un album live?
I would love to do something live, but I do feel that the albums for me are something to accompany the live show. Records, I tend to be a little more relaxed and a little more, sensual, and I allow different things to happen. On stage, it's a little bit different. There's still the same happiness and sensuality, but I'm very focused because it's an opportunity to talk. And I feel that words and energy and message have great, great power, especially today when we live in such a very dark and complicated world. It's very important to create an energy, and so it's more alive in a live setting. So it's good. Most people, the record is what you want to listen to relax, but when you want to feel something, you're going to come, and it's much more elevated. You can hear it's much more elevated.
No one ever asked before because they never needed me.
Tu vas jouer des nouvelles chansons.
Yes, I will be playing
Donc
new
ça veut
songs.
dire que tu prépares un nouvel album.
I am working to prepare a new album. You see, I hope to have something new released here maybe next year, late next year, or early 2011. So I have to keep writing, and it's very exciting because I actually have 7 songs for my next record already done. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Maybe it's because he's so low. Maybe